Euro USD. This is that's before pre-weekly analysis. So yeah. So from the monthly time frame, I think Euro USD started around 2006. So you can see that since that time, after it got to this height, got to this point, it has been extremely bearish. Right? It has just been forming higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Okay. Yes, higher highs. The lower high, lower lows, lower high, lower lows. And so it has gotten to this point now, and we are expecting a lower low, something like this. Okay, because the monthly time frame most times it's a very very strong time frame. It's a very very strong time frame. So yeah, that is why um, it has been respecting this structure. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so we can just see that the monthly time frame is bearish, first of all, right? So that is what I just wanted us to get. That the monthly time frame is bearish. Then we now go to the 1 week. Now go to the 1 week, which is the weekly time frame. Now you can see that it's already bearish. So remember the monthly order block that I marked in the monthly time frame, right? And so we expect that price gets to that monthly order block and start selling from there. Do you get me? So you can see that once price got to that monthly order block, right, there was a push to the upside close to the liquidity line, and it came down, right? And there was a fake out tapping into that monthly order block, then giving us a break of structure to the downside, indicating that sellers are now in control of this market. Okay, so we now have our confirmation here that GU is going to sell at least, yes, to continue this trend, on the monthly time frame. Okay, so that is the idea I want us to get. So you can see the liquidity sweep to the upside, tapping into the other block, and breaking to the downside. That is the break of structure to the downside. So after a break of structure to the downside, we expect a retracement back to the upside, and let's say possibly to a POI or other block or whatever, and then the sell off continues. Okay, so yeah, we've gotten that into consideration. Now we have seen what I drew out here, but it's not clear. Let's go to the daily time frame. So to the daily time frame, yes, things are more clear here in the week. So you can see the sweep to the upside, the break to the downside, and then you can see the retracement. And now GE is continuing that move. It's here as the target. It's here as the target. So yeah, it's labeled target now. So you can see that GE after break of structure, it went up, it swept liquidity up here, and now it's selling. It's selling and it has been selling all through. Sorry, EU, that's EU. So there is a principle I work by. There's a principle I work by. So it's when we have a structure like this, right, goes to the downside, a little push to the upside, then continue. Then this up move sweeps this place as a liquidity, taps into an order block here, and then falls down again. Right? So this is the model that is at work on EU now. So if you look at this, let me just quickly clear whatever I have here. Let me just quickly clear whatever I have here. You can see that EU like this, like this, like this, like this. So I'm expecting price to go up here and continue to sell, right? So that's the whole idea for EU. So I'm seeing here as a liquidity high, liquidity high, right? And so I expect price to go up here and yeah, this is what I was saying the last time that I expect EU um, I expect EU to have this kind of formation, this kind of formation, then comes to another block and keeps selling. Okay. So that is what we want to achieve with EU here. That is my whole ideology on EU. So yeah, if we go to let's say the 4 hour time frame, if you go to the 4 hour time frame, you see that EU has been creating like a trend line here. Has been creating like a trend line pattern here. Okay, that's what is making me not to trust this other block. Normally, this would have been my main point of interest, but based on this formation that you gave here, I don't now trust this other block, right? And so, if it comes here, we could still wait for the confirmation and the sell. You understand? But it's not so ideal for me. Right? If you look at the higher time frame is screaming this, it's screaming this. And so, but it's still a possibility. Nobody's ruling this out, but this will be higher probability. Okay. So, yeah, so for EU, we wait for this, right? We wait for this, then we sell from here. Okay. We sell from here. Or we wait for it to take out that high and sell from here. Right. So that's the two areas I'm looking for at the moment. That's the two areas I'm looking for at the moment on EU. So generally EU is very bearish. EU is very bearish, but this is a correction move. It's a correction move. And yeah, let's hope we capitalize from it when it gets to this point. And yeah, we sell from here. Okay. So yeah, we'll now go to GU. GU is basically the same thing. GU, if you look at GU from the monthly, hmm, look at GU from the monthly, you see that GU has also been bearish since like 2006 January, right? So we expect it to still respect this other block and keep selling. Although GU is not as clean as EU. Now, if you go to the weekly time frame, you see, yeah, you see, yeah. So it has tapped into this monthly order block and it has given a rejection, right? But GU is not as clean as EU. It's not as clean. So yeah, so it's still not so clear for me, but I still anticipate that GU will be a sell too, based on DXY and all that. So yeah, so looking at GU now, we're looking at a sell also. So it came here, it cleared the high, right, and it rejected. So let's just go to the daily time frame so that we can see it clearly. Okay, so looking at it now, right? So same thing with EU, right? I have this other block here, this other block here. I also have, yeah. So basically, let's just go to the 4 hours. I can't see it very clearly also here. So this is it. So that daily order block, I mark it here for reference, right? And then if you look at it, it has been selling, selling. So even when it came here, it didn't take this high out, right? That what gave me the intuition that GU is going to still come for this high. Okay, the this is the continuation for the GU outlook. So so just looking at it, I knew that price was going to come back to this place because He didn't sweep liquidity before continuing this all these bearish movements here. So this created like a trend line liquidity that price could still swipe in the future. Yes. And so after this news, I'm anticipating that price will still get up here. I'm anticipating that price will still get up here. Then sell, continue the sell move. Okay. So that is just the plan. So knowing that we are bullish now on G, at least for the mental, at least this liquidity high is taken out, right? So we are now looking for buys. So the option I'm having now is this other block here, this bearish candle before the news. Okay, so this is what I'm looking out for. What I'm looking out for. What I'm looking out for is here as liquidity. It's here as liquidity. Maybe okay. It's here as liquidity. So I'm looking for G to come down. I'm looking for G to come down to this other block and continue. Continue. Alright. So we take out this liquidity here and tap into this other block, and then we can now see another bearish continuation to this downside. Okay, so yeah, that is my analysis for G for the week. Yeah, so we are just looking at this other block, right? Yeah, to take out this high and ultimately this high. Then tapping into this other block here that I marked out on the daily time frame, and then you should now see a huge sell to the downside. Okay, yeah, so that is basically what I'm looking out for. And see, so the main idea, look at it, you're seeing the liquidity sweep here, you're seeing the change of character to the downside, right? hmm So yeah, it's just giving further confirmation that this other block uh, is strong, right? Is reliable. So yeah, that's why we are choosing this other block, because that's very sweet liquidity. It has already tapped into the other block. It has already given a big bearish move as a result of this other block. So yeah, that's why we are trusting this setup. So this is what I anticipate for GUD. So yeah, I wish you all a happy trading week. A happy trading week. I wish you all a happy trading week. So yeah, see you on the next one.